Hello everybody, it's Joel from Silver Arrow Cars, and thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for tuning into our page, and I am very excited to present this very original and very unique 2005 Porsche 911 Turbo S manual transmission in paint to sample Porsche exclusive Ferrari Fly Yellow. So let's get into it on this car, and I'll quickly give the story on it. Customer ordered this car for 2005. In the 2005 model year, Porsche did have the Carrera GT, and the Carrera GT was offered in faience yellow. Customer requested that his $220,000 MSRP Turbo S cab be painted in faience yellow. Well, Porsche said no problem. When they got to build the car and wanted to paint it, I guess faience yellow would not stick to the metal panels of the Turbo S. The Carrera GT is an all carbon fiber body. So they came back to the customer. The customer said, well, that's the color I want. I said, we can't do it. Any other color yellow. He said, I'd like Ferrari Fly Yellow, to which they indulged, and the car was painted Ferrari Fly Yellow. This is all original paint everywhere on the car and is in like new, exquisite condition. It is likely a one of one for this car. There was very low production numbers of the Turbo S. It's a one model year only for the 996 generation. Very rarely in the turbo lineup do they do a Turbo S. It's not every year that they do a turbo. And so this would be the last, if I'm not mistaken, the last year you could get a Turbo S in a manual transmission. After this, they go to the 997 and a PDK transmission, which came out in 2009, or the PDK did anyway. So let me walk you around the car and just show you how perfect the car is and how stunning it is to see in person. I gotta say, driving this car, I've driven a lot of 911s, a lot of turbos, and this thing is buttery smooth shifts. It is tons of power, lots of boost. The exhaust is an aftermarket exhaust. The factory exhaust does come with the car. It has a amazing throaty sound to it, and yeah. 996 turbos have continued to climb in value over the last 2 to 3 years. Not substantially, but they are climbing. A car that probably would, a low mileage car that probably would have been somewhere around 60 to 65,000 2-3 years ago is now a $75,000 car. And of course, the 996 turbo was made from 01 right up until 05. So the option list is fairly large on this car. Now, of course, on a Turbo S, standard on the Turbo S is those carbon ceramic brakes. And if you look to the centerpiece of that carbon ceramic, that aluminum, no oxidization, looks just like new. The calipers, one little rock chip in there, but exquisite. The wheels themselves, insane condition. Little chafe there, but very, very close to new. When this car came in, we did put a brand new set of Michelin's Pilot Super Sports. That's what the car wears now. There's 1,000 kilometers on these tires. Excuse the drive to get here. This obviously is just from our photos. The car is perfect underneath and up top. The entire front end of the car is now wrapped, and we had it done in paint film protection. So you have full coverage across the entire nose. I believe we did the rockers as well. Yes, we did. The rockers all the way up to this point here, where it comes straight across the back. So mirrors are done. No rock chips, nothing to point out on the mirrors. And I think I'll just blanket by saying there's almost nothing to point out on this car. It's exquisite. So we're in shade now, we're not in direct sun. And you can see from the side of the car, some of the contrast between shaded pieces and direct sun. The headlights, crystal clear. You'll see on a lot of 996s some burn-in happen right ahead in front of the HID headlights. Nothing to speak of on this car. Same thing on this side. Perfect. Hood is perfect. Porsche crest. Perfect. Front nose. Perfect. One mark, and that's underneath the 3M. Marker lights, they're perfect. Again, I think I'll just blanket by saying the outside is exquisite and in collector's condition. We did have the underside of the car cleaned, and you'll see our underbody photos of the engine. Looks like new. So coming around to the back, it does have an FVD aftermarket exhaust that has an amazing tone. I would not change it. However, if someone wanted to go back to the original with the stainless steel exhaust pipes, that exhaust does come with the car. Again, I've got nothing to point out around the back of the car. I love the lines. All the plastics, all the lenses. Just gorgeous. Nothing to point out as far as emblems or problems there. The top just needs a bit of a dusting. And usually we'll clean those with a lint roller. Top is perfect. These are always broken in cars. The folding windscreens, perfect condition, sits in its factory bag in the front boot. Let's open the door. So some of the big options on this car, beyond just being a Turbo S, it does have some exclusive options, some Porsche exclusive program options, and some big other options. So Porsche exclusive options would be the deviated stitch to match the exterior, both on the door panel, the upper dash, and the seats. Not to miss the steering wheel, which is also an option in carbon fiber. No scuffs, no annoying nicks to irritate your hand. Wheels like new. Entry of the car, door sills, all the paint is perfect. The Turbo S door sill. Only very light scuffing right here. Excuse my dusty footprints getting to the location here. Door panels, to be very picky, very smooth all the way across. Very light, and you don't even really feel it on your finger, but light nick there. A little bit on the inside here, but really that is very, very minute. Pockets, all the hinging and the clasps works perfectly. Of course, Bose audio was standard in the Turbo S, as well as full leather. The aluminum and carbon e-brake handle and shift knob, those are also extra options on top of Turbo S. On top of that, painted center console is a Porsche exclusive option. Very rare to see. As well as the dash strip here that continues all the way across. Also Porsche exclusive. That is not common to see on a lot of cars. It does have a very well installed Passport laser jammer system installed into the lower two CD holder spots, and I do believe we have both of those two slots if you wanted to put it back. Otherwise, factory audio system, and navigation. 36,774 kilometers, which I believe translates to about 20,000 miles. The controls are in Celsius for the climate control. Rear seats are absolutely perfect. Seat backs, same thing. Now, because I have this screen in and I've only got one hand, I'm not going to take the screen out, but trust me, seats are perfect, and also rear seats are done in deviated stitching. It's incredible. I pop the hood and the trunk. So when we received this car from the original owner, we did do a Porsche certified inspection and did anything that they suggested or required for that level of inspection, which resulted in just a major service. So that's a brake fluid flush, new spark plugs, and oil change to go along with that certified inspection. That record, of course, is available, as well as records going back to 2009. Everything is like new back here. So underneath the front, hood strut's perfect. There's your optional CD changer. Here is the bag where I took the rear air deflector out of. Here's your PCM navigation discs. The original books do come with the car as well. Now, the car for many years was wrapped in a black vinyl to protect the paint from sun and damage. There's one insurance claim for about $800, and that was to repair a nick in that black vinyl so that the rear panel was rewrapped. As far as value on these cars, as I was saying earlier, they have been increasing in value. 996 generation turbos, and certainly if you look at any other manufacturer and any other sports car in regards to the last of any manual offered in those cars, they're all increasing in desirability and almost all in value. Certainly this car is a one-of-one car. Finding one in this condition is very difficult. And really, and quite honestly, driving it is super enjoyable. Only reason for this client selling the car is that he plans to do long road trips. He's not a multi-car collector, and he does not want to add up the mileage on this car. So he will be purchasing a newer car at a lower level that he won't mind adding the kilometers to. Just incredible. Any questions, please email me, joel@silverarrowcars.com. All records, inspection from Porsche, service from Porsche, build sheet, everything is available and on record and can be sent to any potential buyer. There's no marks on anything in the interior. Pretty normal. A couple small scrapes there on the e-brake handle, but nothing to show on the shift lever. The transmission feels absolutely like butter. And there are the original books. Thank you very much. Hopefully I haven't bored you. Production, I think, on all Turbo S's was about 15 to 1600 for North America. And I think only 900 Turbo S 996 were produced. Of that, in the Cabriolet, and of that, how many were manuals? Probably not a lot, because they were pushing the Tiptronic big time. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your attention, and please let me know how we can further help.